Undertaking a PhD at any stage of life is a challenging and daunting task. It will be fraught with financial concerns, pressures of publishing, going to conferences and presenting papers, and networking with others. For older students like myself, you may have an established life outside of academia that may have an additional financial commitment or additional family commitment. So life as a PhD student can become even more of a challenge. This may be particularly true if you are returning from the workforce back into academia and you're giving up a good income in order to undertake your PhD. So whilst it has challenges and commitments, it can also be enriching for both you and your family. But the first thing to think about is that your struggle will be different to that experienced by younger PGRs. The UCAS definition of a mature student is used when referring to anyone going to university or college after a period of time out of full-time education. Typically, this will mean that students who are over 25 years of age at the beginning of their postgrad studies. And over 40% of mature students are over 30. And mature students go from any age all the way up into their 60s, 70s, etc. But your first challenge as an older PGR is to accept that you are right where you need to be. It's regardless of your age, you are where you need to be at this particular time. Older PGRs have fears. We're coming back into the life of academia with a lot of younger people around us. But these fears are common. I'm just going to raise some of them with you and talk through them. Your first one might be that, are you too old? Nobody really cares. You come equipped with different experiences and different skills that younger PGRs may not have. You know who you are. You know what you like to do. You also know why you want to do your PhD or research degree. You're pretty good at prioritizing your work and staying on track. And throughout your other careers or other life, if you've been a stay-at-home parent, you may have learnt more about your strengths and weaknesses, and you can compensate for those accordingly. And most importantly, you know how to communicate with other people, including those in a higher position than you. And you also know how to say no when it's needed. You may be concerned about how you're going to manage late nights and weekend studying. Finding a work-life balance is never easy. But as a mature student, you've already been balancing a career and a life, or a family and a career. The PhD is like just having another job with different deadlines. And you've got this, remember that. And you're not going to have the same amount of energy as the younger students around you. This isn't just because you're older, but more likely because you're balancing more than just your PhD. You're going to have additional responsibilities. Maybe you've got a family, got a job, you may have caring responsibilities. All of those require your time and your energy. And you may not have the luxury of keeping all your weekends free purely for rest and relaxation. But remember, you have the motivation to complete this PhD because you consciously made the decision to undertake it. So we have some tips on how to maximize your energy through the day. As a mature student, you already know how to prioritize your work and your life and family. This allows you to work more efficiently through the day and through the week. So some tips are, take some time to do some exercise. This will increase your alertness and your endorphin level. Go for a walk when you've read a particularly difficult paper or you've just done a whole chunk of writing. It's really important to try and maintain a regular sleep pattern. And something that's been a real godsend to myself is power naps. A 30-minute power nap can provide an energy boost. Even 10 to 15 minutes can make all the difference. Maintain a balanced diet. So if you can eat things like beans, bran cereals and wheat bread, then include those in your diet. Eat often. Eat fruit or granola bars if you can as snacks through the day. And smell peppermint. This really helps to invigorate you. And whilst we all rely on coffee and tea and other caffeinated drinks to get us through the day, remember these are only really help you for short bursts. So try some different drinks as well. But it's really important to stay hydrated. You may be concerned about how you're going to find the time to study. And actually, this is the same for all PGRs, regardless of age. Just make sure that you set aside time in your schedule for researching. Plan in breaks. We often forget that when we're planning out our day, we plan our tasks, but we forget to plan in the breaks. Another example would be to join the Exeter PGR Shut Up and Write group. This is a really supportive community run by PGRs for PGRs, and it runs 365 days a year. The group uses the Pomodoro technique of working for 25 minutes and then having a 5-minute break. We have lots of sessions that are provided throughout the day. Some are facilitated by a volunteer and some are not. But it offers you a virtual workspace offered through the Teams platform. We also run face-to-face and hybrid events. And if you join something like this, you'll really get involved in the community, and that will really help you. So the biggest thing to remember is, though, you've got this. You consciously decided to take a PhD, to study for a PhD and complete your PhD. You are going to have a positive and enriching experience. Your family, friends will offer you support that perhaps some of the younger students won't have. So don't ever think that your age or being a mature student puts you at a disadvantage. It does not. And good luck.